What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Town Biz for his video talking about this. Alright? And I completely agree with his take on this. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this woman right here is an NFL Network reporter, and her name is Bridget Condon. And she made a very X-rated slip up, a Freudian slip when it came to a Georgia defensive lineman named Jalen Carter. All right. Now, she delivered the scouting report on the Philadelphia Eagles newbie. I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Jalen Carter was selected with a number 9 overall pick Thursday night. When she described him, she meant to say a big guy, 6'3", but instead she said big you know what. Then she tried to correct herself, right? Now, I know there'll be some people that say, oh man, I mean, it's just a Freudian slip. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Why should she be suspended, you know? And to that I say, well, you know, that was a sexual slur. Okay? These are the times we live in, correct? We live in sensitive times where people have to be very, very careful about what they say out of their mouths, right? So this is what I want those who are going to run to her defense because you're attracted to her. You think you got a shot with her somehow subliminally in your mind. You think you got a shot with her. So therefore, it's just in your instincts to take up for her. So this is why I say she need to be suspended at least for a week or something. Michael Irvin has been suspended indefinitely by the NFL Network for, in essence, touching someone's elbow. Touching someone's elbow and I guess invading their strike zone as if she's an umpire. I mean, that's the gist of it. Even though the evidence to me is overwhelming that he didn't do really anything. But he was suspended and has been suspended indefinitely since. Unless someone can show me proof otherwise. Also, ESPN has suspended indefinitely, from what I could tell, because he hasn't returned since, LeVar Ball for just telling Molly, I'd love switching, something to the effect of, oh, I don't mind switching gears with you, Molly. Now that statement in itself could be completely innocent. But because he's a black man and we're just devious sexual beings, it was sexualized. People took it as a sexual statement. And ESPN has issued a soft suspension. I say soft because it wasn't official, but apparently it's been in effect because he hasn't been welcomed back since, at least what I can tell. And you have people justifying it. So I don't want to hear nobody taking up for her. These are the times we live in, correct? Heightened, sensitive times to sexual harassment. So it goes both ways. You can't just have one person, one group, always vilified, always punished for the accusation of harassment, but one group actually caught in the act of saying something totally inappropriate, and all we do is, oh, well, there's a shame. No, we don't like to be objectified either. Whether it's being objectified as being a thug, being a criminal, being a deviant, being morally inferior, being intellectually inferior, and being sexual objects. You know, I remember one time when I was younger, I was like 27, 28 years old. I was on the elevator at work. This is one of my first days at the new job, working downtown Richmond. And I was in the elevator with two white women who were looking at me, right? And they looked to be in their late 20s, about the same age I was at the time, maybe early 30s. And then suddenly they began to talk about, because we were supposed to have a snowstorm coming. So one of them says, I wonder how many inches we're going to get with the snow on Thursday. Let's say this was Monday or Tuesday. How many inches are we going to get? And when I got out the elevator, I chuckled to myself because I thought to myself, what made her think about inches? Oh, I know what it was. Yep. You know, sometimes they look at us like, I tell people all the time, man, there's a certain segment of the population that look at us literally as walking penises. And her statement is just another in the long line of Freudian slips that I've heard female reporters make when it pertains to black men. And I'm going to say men in general, but I definitely see it with black male athletes. This is why I also believe, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say this on YouTube. I'm not going to say that. All I'm going to say is, no, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm not going to go there. It's not the right format for that. But, yeah, I do think the NFL Network should punish this woman in some form or fashion. I'm sorry. They do. It needs to be done. Got to keep the same energy, man. I don't care if it was just a mistake. You know? It was just a mistake, you know what I'm saying, for Michael Irvin to touch the woman's elbow. It was just a mistake and unintentional for LeVar Ball to tell Molly he loved to switch gears with her. You know? So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.